Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Super Mario Sunshine. It's time for Pachinko and Death Water.
Wonderful.
I'm surprised you didn't go for them first, because honestly, I would have just ripped the band-aid off.
Rip the band-aid off, yeah, exactly.
The thing about the Poison River is that it's not actually so bad once you realize the trick to getting it done without negotiating the actual river. But, you know, the Pachinko machine, you just kind of have to grit your teeth and bear it.
You have to bear with it. Because your mid-air control and the physics detection deliberately gets shitty to replicate an actual Pachinko machine.
Yeah, there's something about that launcher that screws with how Mario works. I remember as a kid, I would try to wall jump up the thing to have it function somewhat, have Mario kind of function somewhat normally. And it never worked because I was really bad at the game back then. You're trying to do it right now. They try to keep you from doing that by having the kind of left lip of that jump be a little too high, but you can still do it.
The thing that rides up my ass is just the collision detection in general. It's so fucking weird.
It's also the fact that you feel like you should be able to control Mario. Oh no, Ryan,
Yep,
don't.
I've already lost.
Yep, nothing you can do once you're down here. Just accept your fate. This is your fault, Sarah.
What if you brought the rocket instead of the hover?
It wouldn't help.
It's also worse.
Well,
Yeah,
couldn't you rocket up from the bottom?
No.
Your control, you still have no influence on your mid-air control.
Wait, the game doesn't fix your midair control until you're back down here?
No, so you kind of could
Okay,
see it on Ryan's first attempt, where he was hovering and attempting to move to the left, but his momentum was pushed so far right that he was just kind of pressed against the side of one of these platforms and was just not moving.
Right, yeah.
It's not a natural physics where they just launch Mario really fast and you have to slow him down, because Mario's midair control is too fine for that. There's not a lot of inertia for him moving at that speed say a Sonic game. See, there actually they apply. You could see when Ryan tried to wall jump out of there, he just instantly launched all the way to the right side of the Pachinko machine. There's some weird coding at the top of this to make you go artificially really fucking fast.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I don't know the inner workings of it either, but the game is forcing you to move at all times. Because they want to replicate the ball. Mario is the Pachinko ball in this obstacle course, and a ball doesn't stop moving until it either hits one of the buckets or it falls out of bounds.
That's the biggest pain in the ass about this level, though, is that you get all the red coins and you can still fuck up trying to get the shine.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest mistake. I think after the shine sprite appears, the bottom should be blocked off.
Oh,
because shit like that. No,
Yeah, exactly.
No.
That is exactly why.
And I will always love you.
Too bad, fucker. That'll be $60.
And you have to collect the coins again.
Yep, sure do. Oh my god, I forgot.
oh, but now this time I get a no problem.
So now if you splice the end of this to the beginning of the last successful attempt, you won.
I just love the disbelief you can feel on Ryan's face just by seeing Mario standing there motionless. Are you fucking
This
shitting
doesn't
me?
bother my boopy.
Oh, man. Did you know that there's a Pachinko-based roguelike called Ballionaire that you can get on Steam?
Ballionaire?
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, where you run a Pachinko machine and you spend your in-game money to put little fancy stoppers on the Pachinko machine to earn you more money. And then your goal is to become a ballionaire.
I don't know why. On what planet making a Mario level out of a Pachinko machine sounded like a good idea in the first place. Aren't they kind of different demographics? Mario and Pachinko?
Yeah, imagine locking a shine sprite behind Mahjong.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Sonic the Hedgehog and slot machines, though, couldn't you? Like, the only reason why Sonic...
You don't need to... Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
no.
Two things against that. Two things for that. One, off the top of my head, you never need to complete any of the pinball stuff to actually finish the stage, right? Or at least reach an objective.
Don't you have to win Casinopolis?
The one time they did do that was in Sonic 4 Episode 1, the original release, for Casino Street, was a score attack where you had to play the pinball to reach 100,000 points before you could leave the stage. And nobody liked it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that when that level was revealed, it was like instant backlash, and as a result, the console version got a different Act 2 for the stage.
And that's the one with the cards, right? Which is like
yeah,
the best
that's
level
the
in the
card
game, if I remember correctly.
I wouldn't call it.
I don't remember much.
I wouldn't call it the best level, but it is certainly more interesting.
I mean, I don't remember much of the levels from Sonic 4 Episode 1. I remember there's zip lines. There's the like very conveniently aligned wall crusher that will slow down when you have to do more precise platforming and speed up when you just are running.
What the fuck was the name of the labyrinth zone? It was called Labyrinth Zone.
I don't remember anything about that zone. Oh, there's the stupid torch. I do remember that, but not for good reasons.
But, you know, when I think pachinko parlors in Japan, I don't exactly think establishments that are child-friendly, you know? So I'm like, why would you design a pachinko-themed Mario level?
But that's the thing, though, because I don't think I've ever played a pachinko machine myself.
They're just not as popular here in the States as they are.
But are pachinko machines, are they gambling?
I think the physics...
Yes, they are.
I think the physics crapped the bed there.
Yeah, they are, because you're effectively betting that the ball will land and earn you more money than you put in, pretty much. It's basically just a slot machine under a different name. You know, instead of rolling the wheel and seeing what numbers pop up, you're putting the ball down the thing and hoping that it lands in the slot that gives you more money than what you put in. It's one of those, it's designed so that over the long run, as if you keep on putting money into the machine, you will end up losing money. Because that's the thing about a lot of gambling and casino stuff is just psychology. For example, slot machines are designed to have you win every like specific amount of time. Like, they have you win every once in a while, and sometimes...
Yeah, otherwise you have no reason to come back.
Yeah, but it's also just to keep the dopamine rush going, so that it's just like, ooh, I just won, I'm going to keep on going, and so that you don't feel like, oh, this is a ripoff, I keep losing all the time, you know? Because otherwise people would just not do them if they knew that they were rigged. Which is kind of why I don't get scratch tickets, because I feel like I never win scratch tickets. The only time I ever get them is like when I win them in a raffle, or if I... like get them as a gift.
I think scratch tickets fall under a similar principle because I don't do scratch offs myself anymore. I used to be pretty big on them like 15 years ago. My dad though cannot get enough scratch offs. In fact, more often than that, that's what we're getting him for his birthday or Christmas is scratch cards. It's easy. Like at the very least, it's easy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But like he does genuinely win like a handful of times. I don't know how often because I don't follow his life that hard, but like he's won like I think like the largest was like $6,000.
Yeah, but then you also have to wonder how much money he's spent on scratch tickets.
That's what I'm wondering, but the point is you can win.
Yeah,
like from scratch, you can win a significant amount of money from a scratch off. It's just like is it a result of sunk cost fallacy?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I know my grandmother used to love scratch tickets as well, and whenever she won a scratch ticket, she would take the money she won from the scratch ticket and use it to buy more scratch tickets.
Well, I mean, the thing about scratch off tickets is that they have absolute precise control over how many winning tickets are out in the wild, you know? So they have pretty much absolute precise control over the ratio of money in, money out. So,
and that's the point though, because the point behind, well, at least in Pennsylvania, I can only speak for Pennsylvania, lottery earnings or money put towards lotteries are used to fund public housing and the elderly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a government program, so the government is making money off of the lottery. They call it the I read somewhere, I forget. It's called like the poor, like the some sort. It's like called the poor person's tax or something, because statistically,
Yeah.
the less you earn, the more likely you are to play the lottery, which I
Yeah.
suppose makes sense when you think about it.
Which was kind of icky, but it's been like that as far as I can remember, since I was born.
Lotteries have been around even longer than that. Like they've been around since like the 1800s.
Well, the purpose of like, yeah, I mean, like the government using it as funding for, senior citizens and shit like that. That's what I was more getting at.
I'm sure that they've been around for a really long time. I don't think that I'm sure the use for the specific funds has always been different depending on where you are, but they've been around for well over 100 years for sure. Anyway, the point that we're trying to make is don't play Pachinko. Instead, use your hard-earned money to support BrainScratch comms. Mail your checks to 1-800-ThisIsNotARealAddress.com.
It's a pretty elaborate address.
I know, right?
Has there ever been a ROM? Okay, like it's not correct to say ROM dump because it's not a ROM. But has there ever been a re-release of Castlevania Erotic Violence?
That's a good question. I think it would be hard because you'd need somebody to...
Yeah, something's hard.
Oh my god. The problem with that is that you'd need the arcade machine, I think, to get the data for it. And I'm sure they're not cheap. Like, I'm sure they're a couple grand.
Probably not, yeah.
And it's like...
for those that don't know, Castlevania Erotic Violence is a Castlevania Pachinko machine.
I believe it's the last official Castlevania game.
Don't say that.
That's been released. And it came out like over 10 years ago.
Man, I'm still trying to get over the fact that they thought erotic violence was a good title for it.
It's probably one of those things that, like, in Japan sounds better. Like, because, like, maybe
they don't know what the word erotic means.
Maybe, like, their closest translation doesn't have the same sort of connotation that it does here. I don't think I should be giving Konami the benefit of the doubt here. Actually, I know
here's the thing.
I shouldn't.
It's not erotic violence in Japan.
Wait, what?
It is just known as Pachinko Akumajo Dracula, which directly translated is just Castlevania Pachinko.
So they gave it an English translation.
They called it erotic violence in the West.
Called it erotic...
Or at least internationally, they called it erotic violence.
Okay, then never mind. I have no idea what
That's
the hell they're...
so fucking weird, though.
I think it's... I don't know why... Was it just because, like, because I know, like the promotional elements fucking laid on the succubus thick. There was another girl that wasn't... I know, like, it was centered on Richter and Maria, because Rondo of Blood was, like, the popular thing around that time. There was another girl there, too, though. I'm blanking on her name.
Okay, this is the real reason why this Poison River level sucks ass.
Because it takes
record.
forever to get Yoshi over there so you can access the damn thing.
Ryan was mentioning this between parts, but this is required gameplay if you want this shine. Like,
yeah.
This is what it's like to actually play the game, is to just sit here.
There is an alternative means of getting to the island with Yoshi, but that requires clipping out of bounds. And it's kind of weird to do. It's not that hard to do because that's what I normally do because I fuck this boat. But the problem is that when the game considers you out of bounds, it has a failsafe where it'll kill Mario to put you back on the hub world. But that is only if Mario is standing still out of bounds for a discernible amount of time. So after you clip, you're jumping repeatedly as you're making a beeline towards the island. And that's like the only really weird thing about it.
Yeah.
Who thought this was a... Like, I know the what
on
are,
Nintendo.
The what are they thinking thing is a meme at this point, but I do legitimately wonder what they were thinking with this.
Anyway, the real problem with this whole Yoshi section is that you need to keep Yoshi fed long enough to reach the island. Because...
Which is not an issue because you have this infinitely respawning banana.
Yeah.
Is this where Donkey Kong's banana horde went? It gets magically teleported.
No,
to...
K. Rool took that.
Yeah, but did K. Rool set up like some sort of trade agreement with the Piantas to magically teleport them here one at a time?
K. Rool doesn't strike me as someone that will start trade agreements.
Well,
Listen, the guy is a multifaceted man, all right? He's a king. He's a Frankenstein doctor. He's a
pirate.
Pirate.
You know, just the king part kind of implies trade agreements at some stage. Yeah.
Also,
He could be a tyrannical king. though.
also, you have
Even
to
a
realize,
tyrannical king is going to set up trade agreements. That's just how the world
no, a
works.
tyrannical king is greedy.
yeah, but money has no value unless you can spend it for something. Like even pirates,
Not K-roll bucks. Just give it a chance, baby.
like even pirates, like okay, you steal all this treasure from a ship. Like if you're a pirate, what that is probably is like whale fat and shit because you're stealing from a whale boat. You want to know how you make money off of that? You have to sell it to somebody.
I want the paperwork for that trade agreement on whale fat and shit.
Listen, have you ever read Moby Dick by Herman Melville?
No, I know. You know, that's funny because like, despite how many pieces of media I've absorbed through my lifetime referencing Moby Dick, I have not actually read the original.
Good, because it's like 1,000
writing.
pages long. Not
Jesus.
really worth the read. It's a fascinating book to discuss in a class. Tedious bore to read in person. Anyway, there's a chapter where Ishmael and Queequeg grab sperm whale sperm and like squeeze it over and over again to get the lumps out. Because that is what you actually had to do in order to make that actually profitable to sell.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Okay, so this is the Poison River. The thing about the Poison River is that you not only have the stupid ass spray to steer boat mechanics, but you're on this leaf, and the leaf will eventually just disappear beneath your feet.
So you can't even like tiptoe. You have to move with some amount of speed. Yes.
And you have to get these red coins to get the shine. Well, don't bother with the fucking leaf, okay? The leaf will disappear beneath your feet. You know what won't disappear beneath your feet? The solid ground to both sides of the river. There is some very narrow but absolutely walkable solid ground. So what you do in the Poison River is, hop on the leaf to get the first few red coins if you want, but just go tiptoe along the sides, and then when you need to grab a red coin that's next to you, you fucking just hover. Just fucking hover.
It's slow as balls, but it's considerably safer.
Also, whatever you do, do not take that pipe at the end.
No, do not. That tunnel is a gotcha.
What happens if you take the pipe again?
You go right back to the hub world.
And you have to do all the Yoshi stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the only secret level in the game that does this, if I remember correctly, right?
Yep.
Why?
Anyway, the Poison River is a poison river in the sense that it kills you when you land in the water. It's very strange.
It's the same property as lava, despite it not looking like lava.
Yeah, as we saw earlier, Ryan got Mario's shoes wet and he fucking collapsed.
Hold on. To be fair, getting your sneakers like completely drenched in rainwater, or maybe you're unlucky and you stepped in a puddle and now your feet are going squish on every step is literally worse than hell itself.
Honestly, if you take off your socks, even if you like have to put your feet back into your shoes while they're still wet, just taking off the socks helps a lot.
Oh, it feels so weird though.
It does feel weird, but it's better than the kind of sounds you get and like the awkward feel. It's like, oh god, I hate it. This is why you never wear sneakers and socks to a water park, kids.
Oh god.
It is at least helpful that they don't spawn you back in Delfino Plaza when you die.
Yeah, but if you run out of lives, because you can die a lot in that section, you do have to do the Yoshi thing all over again. Oh boy.
I think the Yoshi cheese remains dissolved, actually.
No, it doesn't.
No,
Stop calling it cheese.
it looks like cheese, so I'm going to call it cheese.
It's not cheese.
Yes, it is.
It's gelatin.
The cheese gelatin debate will continue next time on Dragon Ball Z. I mean, Super Mario Sunshine.